Today on the Road to Emmaus podcast, we're going to be discussing this guy to see if he could be the Antichrist. Everybody knows him. He has his hands dipped in almost every single aspect of our personal lives, my life and yours. And a lot of people like him and are behind him, including Christians. This guy is a world leader. This guy is one of the kings of the earth. But is he the Antichrist? That's what we're going to go in today on the Road to Emmaus podcast. So, you excited today, Jules?
Oh yeah, this
Cool.
is a big one. This is a big one.
This is a big
Um,
one. I've been excited
yeah,
about doing this one.
he's actually my top pick, if you
This
will.
one's your top pick?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's my top pick for the Antichrist.
you know what? I'll just be upfront with the viewers at home. This is not my top pick. It's not because that there's well, we'll get into it because there's criteria, right? If you haven't checked out our other videos, all right, we went through the first of our Antichrist series. We went through the criteria that these candidates that we're going to be going through, need to meet. Right? They need to meet these criteria because that's what biblical. And we went through scriptures on what these criteria are. They are biblical. They are biblically sound. So if you haven't checked out those videos, go back, check those out, and then come to this video because today we're going to take the world events and everything that's going on and compare it to biblical truth. So could this be the Antichrist? Well, we're going to have to see, is it biblical? But this is your favorite, Jules. I think
Yep.
the last one that we did, if you guys missed
Yeah.
that one, go back to see that guy because he's one of my tops. He's not
Mm-hmm.
the top, but he's one of my top. But this one's yours?
Yep. Just
Okay.
because, as you said in our teaser, he's
Teaser.
got his hands dipped in almost everything, especially technology related.
You mean the coming God, the coming image, right?
Yep.
And we talked about this in other ones that we do feel, and we could be wrong, but we do feel that the image that is given life is AI. And it just seems to fit.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're looking to is the beast that gives it the ability to talk, right? And the beast that are this new the Antichrist that is going to worship another god that none of his fathers knew, which is seeming like AI. So, but we could be wrong, and that's why we're going to see if it lines up biblical. But is it biblical? So today we're going to get into who is the Antichrist in these series. And again, if you haven't checked out the other videos, go check those out. But let's get started on this guy because when we're going in, we're going to see if this guy lines up to this criteria. All right. He has to check these things. And of course, he has to be a man of sin, a self made God, a great blasphemer, the wonder worker. He works signs and wonders. He is a denier of Christ while also being Christian like. He comes as with lamb's horns, and even it says in Second Thessalonians that he comes out among you, from among you, these antichrists. And also he persecutes the saints. He is a deceiver, a world leader, does not like women. Whether he's LGBT, I'm not too sure, but he doesn't have interest in women and worships a new god. If somebody lines up with this, we got a winner. So let's get into today's top candidate, Elon
Woohoo!
Musk.
The
Yeah.
man, the
Well,
world's richest.
yeah. Who's got two and is probably the Antichrist? This guy. So yeah, this one is interesting, man. I'm telling you, I went in like I'm doing research on him and asking questions about him, and it just led me down one rabbit hole after another. Now, why
Yep.
are people thinking that he may be an antichrist? Well, I have a video to show you from none other than his babysitter that has something to say on the matter. Take a look at this video, bud.
Hi, God bless you. I'm Shalom Girl on YouTube. I love Jesus Christ. He saved me. I want to tell you something. I'm an old lady, kind of. I'm 55. I was born in San Francisco in 1965. When I was a girl, I was in San Francisco. I was procured and sent to work for a family. There were 3 generations. There was a boy, the boy's mother, and the boy's grandfather.
Here we
They
go.
were coming from Africa. They were white as me. I thought they'd be black. They were coming from Africa. And because of something the boy did, I never told what he did. The boy did something very dark when he was very little. And I was just coming to know Jesus. And Jesus saved me. And anyway, the boy did something very dark. And I never told what he did. And then one day I asked someone in the circle, Imelda, Joaquin's mother. I asked Imelda, I said, is he the Antichrist? I was 13 years old. She didn't even blink. She said, no, but he will present the mark. And when you see him do that, the Antichrist will take the stage. So now here we are, 40 years later. Boom, that boy is the star of the world. He's the king of the world, but Jesus Christ is the king of my heart.
Amen.
Okay, the boy's name then was El Elyon. It's changed over time, but we're 40 years later, and I see that boy everywhere, and the world adores him, but he's the king of Babylon. And I'm going to call you out, choose you this day whom you will serve. Be it God, serve him. Be it the king of Babylon, serve him.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, could she could she be lying? Maybe. I mean, she could.
Maybe.
We don't know any facts about this lady and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But she does proclaim as a believer, and if she is lying about this while also proclaiming Christ, it's a big no-no. I'm
Yep.
going to take a step of faith in saying that maybe she has a little bit of information. And I like how he says, "Is he the Antichrist?" And he says, "No, but he's going to
Mhm.
present the mark." Right?
Wow.
And when he does present the mark, that's when he's going to that's when the Antichrist is going to step in, that he is going to be the one that presents the mark. So if we're going by presenting the mark, that's why I want to go into his business. Because his business, we all know, like Tesla and stuff like that, right? And we all know X. But what a lot of people don't really talk about is this other part is Starlink, right? So, Jules, have you done any study on Starlink?
Yeah. As I used to work for a local telecommunications company here in the Philippines. So Starlink, definitely it was on our radar. We had to study them because they potentially could be a competitor here in the Philippines. Actually, they're now servicing the Philippines, and what they're offering is very compelling. Just imagine high speed internet, direct connection to satellites anywhere in the Philippines, practically. As long as you have good line of sight with the sky, you're good to go. You have very fast internet with acceptable parameters, and that's exactly their proposition. Anywhere in the world, basically, as long as you have a clear view of the sky, you can have fast internet.
Yeah, you and now they're serving like 60 different countries.
Mhm.
Right, they're becoming huge, and actually, both Ukraine and Russia both use Starlink to
Yeah,
communicate their military. So
yeah.
it's like this big, massive grid, over 2,000 satellites being put up there for Starlink, and now everybody is going to be linked in through Starlink, which is
Mhm,
owned by this guy, and it's becoming the world center for communication,
mhm,
and yet at the same time, he is now starting to become the author of communication with his new Twitter platform,
mhm.
taking over Twitter. So now he controls the information, gathering all the information, and is connecting all the information all through him. This is this this is scary. I mean, it really is. It when you really think about it, it is a bit concerning.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, and
definitely.
definitely one of, like, a king of the earth,
Mhm,
right? Definitely one of those guys that, I mean, there are people that he's in the pocket of, like,
Mhm.
BlackRock and Vanguard and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and the other kings of the earth work with this guy.
Yep.
All of them do.
Yep.
So but it goes even further, and this is interesting. Starlink, has the X, right?
Yeah.
And even Neuralink, right? This is how it's going to link up to you,
Mhm.
right? Now, Neuralink, remember what the lady said is that he is going to present the mark,
Yep.
right? And when he presents the mark, then the Antichrist will step in and use it. Now, it's interesting that now they're actually starting the trials on for Neuralink. Did you
Yeah.
hear about that?
Yep. Yep. And I'm surprised that, one news that picked it up said that
Yeah.
there are like thousands lining up to get connected to Neuralink. I
Mhm.
mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it. It's like you're hooking your brain up to the internet. Imagine
Yep.
that. Imagine if you never have to Google something again, right? You just think about it. "Hey, what was that?" "Oh, Christian Bale." "Hey, who was that guy in that movie?" "Oh, Tom Hanks." Right? And it's like, it's right there.
Yep.
And you really wouldn't ever have to go to school, learn anything.
Yep.
And, imagine this, imagine a world where you where you do like, if all kids, like, this was it would be cruelty to not give your kids this,
Mhm.
right? They would be so obsolete that you wouldn't be able to work or do anything without this, just like smartphones today. You really can't operate in the real world without a smartphone. You really just can't
Yeah.
in this day. You can try, it's really hard, and you're gonna fall short of a lot of different things, but you need it. Imagine what's gonna happen when everybody has all the knowledge of the internet in their head
Yep.
and you don't,
And you don't. Yep.
and you don't. Yeah. Or what's gonna happen when they start being able to, like, you can control the internet through your head, but what happens when the internet or the AI wants to control you through your
Mhm.
head?
Mhm.
That's that is scary stuff.
Yep. Yep. So just imagine some people who go through hallucinations for whatever reason, for medical or because of drug use. They hear voices. Now, just imagine this is like times 1,000, a thousandfold. Like every person on the internet, you can hear their voice, if
Yeah.
you will. So I
Yeah,
can't
it's like
even imagine.
well, it's like back then, it's like you hear voices, well, you go straight to 'em. Now if you hear voices, it's just ads, right? "Oh, Walmart ad, just turn it off," it's
Yep.
like
Where's
yeah.
an ad blocker when you need
Yeah,
one?
how do you press the X? You can't go to the corner to press it. When you get that little squiggly in your eye and you try
Yeah.
to look at it, but it moves?
Yeah.
I think that's just gonna be like the X to cancel out of ads now. But what is it really gonna be like? Especially like you, like your other channel, Jules, was it Christian Geek Dad, right?
Christian Geek Dad.
Christian Geek Dad. Alright. You like to, as a Christian, as a dad, like to go into, like, electronics and stuff like that, right? The
Yep.
newest tech and stuff.
Technology. Yeah.
Right. What's gonna happen when this comes out? You gonna go into that? You gonna
Mm,
you gonna
yeah.
are you gonna do
Not
the
not
unboxing for
me.
that?
Not me. Definitely not me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gonna review
Because it
that
it
product?
it presents so many it there are two ways that you can look at it. It provides a solution to so many things, but it also opens up a Pandora's box to so many possible problems. Just imagine that you will no longer have privacy with your thoughts. There's not a single thought now in your head that cannot be, you know, others can hack, others can listen in on it, you know. At what point can you say that, okay, this is my own thoughts, this is my own inner voice speaking. This is not, you know, some guy across the world that's, tapping into my brain, or sending me messages. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. Not me. I'm not gonna unbox this one.
"Hey, you know what I really want tonight? Domino's pizza." It's like some kinda you don't really know, yeah. So, this is like the new connecting to. So he has Starlink, and he connects everybody to
Mhm.
this platform that he controls.
Yep.
Now, going even further. Now, also you see how again he uses the X
Yep.
in Starlink or in Neuralink.
Neuralink.
So this video is very concerning from Elon Musk himself. Watch this. Very short.
And a warning from Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
HAL 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex than, I mean, it would put HAL 9000 to shame. Yeah. Sounds like a puppy dog.
Of course, referencing Space Odyssey. Following his next question, Musk blanked out and apologized, saying he was thinking about the AI thing for a second. So engrossed was he in that idea.
Wow. So he knows that it's extremely dangerous, but yet he is building the foundation for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, it's more dangerous than nuclear bombs, and yet he's still like, oh, by the way, try our Neuralink, that's hooked up to Starlink. I think what he is going for is that the only way to defeat AI is to become a higher intelligence more than
Yeah.
AI. That's
Yeah. That's a good point that you're making. That's really my problem with Elon Musk. In as much as he's saying that AI could be a threat, but then that's the way he does things. He says one thing, but he does another thing that's either the opposite or could be even more dangerous, than what he was saying in the first place. He was defending that there should be regulation for AI, but then he wants to connect people to the information superhighway, to the internet directly to their brains. So we're like, okay, so isn't that even more dangerous?
Are you saying that he is a deceiver? Check
Definitely.
and check. Yeah, it's
Definitely.
like, yeah, yeah, and he's very strange. Did you? All right, so I heard this story. I can't verify if it's true. All right,
Uh-huh.
it may be just an Elon Musk myth. All right,
Mhm.
but it's coming from non-Christian sources. Okay, but it's very eerie. Okay, so when he was young, he was like a prodigy when it came to computer programming. Right, he
Yeah.
was really into that because
Yes.
of his father was an engineer.
Yes.
And so his father, there was a computer programming, like way back in the day, there's a computer programming a lecture going
Mhm.
on at a local college. And so he wanted to go, but he's only 12 years old. And so he can't get in. But because of his father, he allowed, he got the connection, so they let the boy in.
Mhm.
So the father dropped him off, and he came to go pick him back up,
Mhm.
but he never came out of the lecture hall. So the father goes in, and everybody's gone, but Elon Musk is still there, talking to the men, right, the professors,
The
and
experts.
and
Okay.
and and wowing them with
Uh-huh.
his knowledge,
Knowledge. Okay.
right, of computer programming. Does that sound like anybody to you? At, I don't know,
Yeah.
12 years old,
Where have
started.
I yeah, where have I heard that? Sorry,
Exactly. I
Uh-huh.
can't verify that that's true, but that is eerily close. If it is true,
Yep.
that is way too close to what Jesus did when he went to the temple and, just completely left everybody awestruck, all the professionals awestruck with his wisdom.
Mhm.
So that's interesting. I don't know what to do with that one, but sure. It's just a little bit of a myth that is going on in the in his realm. So, oh, okay. And also, okay, so that's one X and another X, but now we have SpaceX, right?
Mhm.
You know what the capsule is called that the SpaceX uses?
The dragon.
Exactly, the Dragon. Interesting. That he would use SpaceX as, the Dragon capsule.
Mhm.
I think that that's that's a little bit telling that one of his biggest achievements to
You
bring
think?
men yeah, exactly, the dragon, right.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it could be said that this guy is just kind of like a nerd billionaire, right?
Mm,
He is, and he just likes to use cool
yep,
sounding stuff like that.
yep, yep.
I would say it has to go a little bit further than that. Just really rich nerds don't really get as powerful as he is, because he's not just rich; he is powerful. He's absolutely powerful. So there's a Neuralink, which has the X. There is
Mhm.
SpaceX. There is Starlink,
X
which has the
and
X,
X.
right?
Uh,
And of course X,
yep,
right?
there
And
you
it's
go.
interesting. Why did he change it to X? It's not a pleasing term. Like Twitter, send a tweet, right?
Mm.
X, like we were talking about that the other day. Why X? Like, what are you going to send? Hey, did you get my X? You know,
Yeah, people are having, having a hard time describing what it is.
right?
Even on the news, on YouTube, people are saying, "Can we still say it's a tweet or it's an X or what is it? I
It's a
X'd you."
it's a Twixt. It's a Twixt. But it's like, why did he choose X, and why this specific X? And even like when he first started out, when he first came on the scene, it was X.com, right, which
Mhm,
was became PayPal, or morphed with other companies to become PayPal. So, and it's like he says, it's like, okay, well, I'm bringing back the X, but what is his obsession with X? And like, the Tesla, the Model X, all of it. What is it up with X? So what I did is I started doing some research on X, the symbol X, and if it has any links to the occult. Guess what I found?
what?
It's deep, dude. All right, so listen to this. First, it goes back to Osiris. See that and this,
Uh,
right? Osiris used to keep his arms like that,
mhm,
and this was the sign of Osiris, the symbol of Osiris, and also the eye. And this is what X means in the occult. And when it goes back to even ancient Egypt, it says an X is an ancient symbol for change or transformation, long
mhm.
associated with medieval and Renaissance art, with the coming of the Messiah who shall make all things new. The or slash messianic meaning of or
Masonic, Masonic.
Masonic,
Yeah.
Masonic meaning of the X symbol, of the X, is simply this: it is the sign of Osiris, the great Egyptian sun god. The
Mhm,
sign or letter X has a long history of use in the ancient mystery religions, in apostate Judaism, in Freemasonry, and in the occult. The elite use it to this day to symbolize the key phenomena and mark significant events. Ooh, so, and this guy definitely used it. Aleister Crowley, remember him?
yeah.
All right,
The
the
founder of the Church of
mo-
Satan.
Right, the modern day Luciferian doctrine. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And he was a big practicer of occult, and he used Osiris many times, the imagery of Osiris many, many, many times. And
Mhm,
also, if you even look back into look at Catholicism, Roman
mhm.
Catholicism. If you look at all the imagery that they have, they always mark their deities with a sun.
Yeah.
They're sun god worshippers,
Yep.
right? Not if you are a Catholic, all right, please don't, it's not a shot against you, all right? But Roman Catholicism was the marriage between the growing Christian movement and paganism. It was a marrying of the two. That's why when you look back, you can see, like, even from Egypt, you can see Isis with her baby right on the side, sucking on the breast, right?
Mhm.
And it kept on going further. In Babylon, they had the same thing, the woman with the baby. And then in Rome, they had the same thing, the woman with the baby. And they just said, okay, well, now that's Mary with the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
That's why we
Yeah.
picture Mary with a baby Jesus, and it's not Jesus, right? And so, and they worshipped Mary, they worshipped the sun god, and that's what they do now. And if you are a Catholic person, please don't be mad at me, just put scripture down and help us correct each other. All right, in love, please. But these guys used symbolism. Aleister Crowley, and they used Osiris, and the Freemasonry also uses a symbol of Osiris. They use the all-seeing eye,
Yep.
which is a symbol of Osiris. They use the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, which has come straight from Egypt, and that's what they use in Messianic or Masonic imagery as well. And the Freemasons, of course, use the pyramid symbol, the eye, and also the cross. They
Mhm.
use that several times,
Yep.
like
Yep.
the skull and bones,
Yep. And that compass.
the compass.
That's yeah, with the
Yeah,
33 degrees.
at 33 degrees.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. You've done your homework. And I know
Yes, of course.
a lot of people at home, let's face it. Anybody watching this video, we've all know about this, right? And there's not too many people that believe and are researching end times and Antichrist that don't know about this. But not a lot of people link it up to why Elon is fronting X and always putting in X. And why is it when now, if we're associating things with X, we are associating Elon Musk? It's no longer X is now associated not with Osiris, but Elon.
Mm.
That's interesting. So, and of course, we use this in Messianic cult now because it's a Luciferian doctrine. They use this in Hollywood all the time, right? This is Loki, right? He
Yep.
does the X symbol. All right, Tom Petty, right? They always show this X symbol or the eye, the covering up the eye, right? Or the doing this, right? The all-seeing eye. They always do that. Jerry Seinfeld. All right, I'm sad to see him doing this. Christian Bale,
Uh,
Eddie Murphy,
and
The Witch,
Taylor
right?
Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Oh goodness. So, Matt Damon,
Yeah, so many. Yeah.
Prince, yeah, Ali. Oh, and the Iron Luciferian himself. Absolutely. He even did it. Mike,
Yep.
was it Charlie Sheen? Robin
Yeah.
Williams. That,
Basically, if you wanna be anybody in Hollywood,
yeah,
you need to
yeah,
be one of the boys or one of the girls
yeah,
who
yeah.
are in that very elite club, if you will.
Yeah, and it's always a symbolism,
Yeah.
that the X, the crossing of the hands, the covering up the eye, the
Mm,
all-seeing eye, doing this or doing the 666, all that kind of stuff.
yep.
You
Yep.
know, if you don't know anything about it, do the research. It is incredible. These are just a couple of images. There is so many. Anybody who is in the elites, anybody who is a household name, has made this imagery. Period. All right. Even politicians, they do something else that's a little bit different, but still, it all points back to Luciferian, Freemason, Osiris God worship, sun God worship. So now back to him doing it. Now, if you notice that the X, you pointed this out to me in the Twitter or a tweet or an X or a twit, what is it? And if you mirror the two X's, there's a reason why the X is like that. Is because that the two X's, when they come together, when they're mirrored together, make the messianic symbol. So, and that's the symbol of the Freemasons.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that's pretty clear. And so now you can see if you actually just cut this in half, you got the symbol for X. And now that is associated with
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, it's too much of a, let's just say, coincidence, for it to happen. Of course, there are no coincidences at this level, especially for somebody who is so much in the mainstream. Okay, he is the world's richest guy. He controls so many stuff. He's when it comes to technology, he is the man.
Mm.
Okay, so there are no coincidences at this level of the game.
No, and I don't really believe in coincidences either. I really don't. It's God's purpose all around, and so, but I mean, it goes even further. I mean, if he didn't dig himself the Antichrist hole yet, I mean, then he pops out with this little guy. This little. Did you see that one?
Yep.
All right. But hey, man, come on, man. This is just a Halloween. He's a
Yeah.
dork, right? He's just doing something fun. It's
Yeah.
all fun.
For those who don't, know what that is. That's actually Baphomet or the devil.
Right.
himself. So one Halloween he came out in this with the devil image and complete with the upside down cross. That's
Right.
his.
Right. And I mean, not only the Baphomet, but also in like kind of like dragon scales and fire and stuff like that. It's just the imagery is just too much, man. I mean, you could say that, oh, well, he's a nerd. He wants to dress up like like a character for Halloween and stuff like that. No, he's more than just a nerd. He's a billionaire that is ruling a large aspects of the world and economy. This guy is more than just a dork that has billions of dollars, right? He this all is symbolism. This all has meaning. It's not a coincidence, as you said. If that's not scary enough, the scariest part of all this, man, you want to know the scariest part of it all is actually this: Christian conservatives love him,
Yeah,
right?
I know, I know.
All
All
right.
the more he is dangerous.
Isn't that weird how it's like Christians just are totally okay with him? Like he's
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, like great, he took over Twitter. He's going to free it up again. He
Yep,
frees us
yep,
from the liberal agenda." And
yep.
that's why like you always wonder why the liberal agenda is always so extreme. And I
Mhm.
think they're trying to unite us on one side so this way
Yep,
the one side
yep.
will welcome in the new savior,
Yes.
right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And
Make
so
make make one side, make one pole so terrible, so horrible that you would openly, welcome the alternative.
yeah, and like it said that they're going to be a strong delusion that Jesus said that there's going to be such a strong delusion that it would deceive the very elect,
Yep.
right? And so whatever guy comes to pass, whatever whoever it is, will be so convincing that it will deceive even the people who have the Holy Spirit. And that's the only way that we can be the elect,
Mm,
the sons of God, is through the Holy Spirit. So even though that we have wisdom in the Holy Spirit, and yet we could be deceived just because he is just either so likable
mm,
or so Christian like, whatever it is. And yet, and it's like most people that are not Christians couldn't deceive a Christian. But yet it seemed like Elon Musk has this spell over
yep,
people that
yep,
people just like him. And not
mm,
only that, but leaders of the world, everybody seems to be okay with this guy.
yep.
Yeah. So, and also what the lady said.
Yeah, the nanny.
Yeah. What was the name again?
Yeah, the nanny said his name now is Elon, but they
Right.
used to call him El Elyon. And I looked it up. El Elyon means God Most High. Oh, yeah,
Oh, guys. Whew,
dude.
man. And like what the and I don't want to build doctrine off of it, but what the nanny said, he's not the antichrist, but
Yep,
he's put into the world to bring forth the mark.
yep,
And when the mark is brought forth, that's when that's when the antichrist will come.
yeah.
Now, me personally, I don't believe in a physical mark. I don't quite bite onto that yet.
Mhm.
Not saying I'm right and everybody else is wrong. I'm just saying I do have just a tiny bit different perspective on what the mark of the beast is. That's another topic. But I'm okay with the idea of it actually being a physical mark. And if it is, this guy is really pushing it.
Yep.
And do you notice how, like, okay, the beast, the Antichrist, right? It's supposed to have two prophets, right? And the two prophets are supposed to lead them back to a new God,
Mhm.
right? So let's say if the new God is AI, then the two prophets that are leading the world to the AI God is one, Elon Musk, and two, the other guy,
Yep,
Yuval Noah Harari. And if you haven't
yep.
seen that video, go check it out because we did that, and he is another a strong candidate.
Candidate.
So does this guy match up with the list? Jules, what do you think?
Yeah. He probably doesn't check all the boxes right now. But again, we've seen a lot of things. We've discussed everything that we've discussed so far, and he's still a good, strong candidate. If he is not the Antichrist, but he will be a major player, you
Major.
know, in ushering in the Antichrist.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I haven't seen him persecute the saints yet.
Yeah.
He's pretty kind of laid back when it comes to that. He can be a low key blasphemer,
Mm-hmm.
not really a great one, but low key, very low key. World leader, I can see him being,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah, like one of the bigger players, like the bigger pawn pieces, like the bigger pieces on the chessboard, right?
Mm.
But is he a leader? Maybe, not yet, but maybe. Does he like women? He likes women, dude. This guy, he is.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
He's got lots of children from different women.
yeah, yeah. He does like the women, so he's very interested in women. Worships a new god. Is he worshiping AI, or does he have another god that he worships? It looks like right now he's worshiping, you know, Osiris and stuff like that with
Yeah.
the X and everything like that. And
Yep.
that's not a new god. That's a god that the fathers knew,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean, this doesn't exclude him. I'm
Yep.
just saying that things that aren't really the other guy, Noah or Yuval
Yuval
Noah
Noah
Harari.
Harari. Yeah.
That guy really checked off a lot on this
Yeah.
list,
Yeah.
right? Elon Musk not really checking off too many boxes, but such a powerful character and such a
Yep.
strong candidate for this.
Yep.
I still feel like he's a strong candidate. He's got to be. He's up there. He's our honorable mentions. Definitely. Yeah. So, congratulations, Elon Musk, for making the honorable mentions on the Road to Emmaus podcast. Can I get a
Yep.
clap? Yes. Yes. Congratulations, Elon. Yes. I know you're a leader of the world, but this is the highest honor is getting a hand clap from the Road to Emmaus project. Yes, that will be seen by literal tens, tens,
just tens. Yeah.
tens.
Just
Yeah,
tens.
yeah. So maybe even 100. So what do you guys think? What do you think about this guy? Do you think is there stuff that we missed? I'm sure that there's stuff that we missed. What do you think about our list and how he adds up to that? Leave a
Mm.
comment down below. Let us know what you think. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe these videos. They really do help us out. Hit the bell for notifications as we will do more on this Antichrist series and seeing who are the strongest candidates. I still have my favorite. We still haven't gone over yet. And this one's your favorite, right? Elon was
Yep.
your favorite, but we still have my favorite. And
All
my
right.
favorite, I think will check all the boxes. I
Stay
do.
tuned. Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Stay tuned for that one. That one's coming soon. And also, if you haven't already, check out the other Antichrist videos and also the other videos that seem to be coming out almost every single day. And also, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. God bless.